Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division.
Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We're still talking football, and Miracle Ministries walked away with both the girls and boys titles in the Secondary Schools Football League. That's the SSFL Coca-Cola Intercol Central Zone Finals at the Atterbolden Stadium on Monday. Miracle Ministries won the girls' final, dropping Holy Faith Convent Couva 8-1. They were led by Kiana Isaac, who found the back of the net 4 times. Anya Virgil was on target twice for the champions. Well, let's hear from the coaches now.
Expected this, we prepared for this. Even though we expected it and prepared for it, the girls didn't come out complacent. They got it done in the first half, and that's what we're looking to do.
The better team on the day one. It's not that we weren't prepared. We have a much less experienced side. At least 6 under 13 players playing against more experienced national players, and that's the thing. But the girls in the second half came out after the trashing in the first half, spoke to them, we tightened up, and we know that nerves was the biggest part of it due to the lack of experience. But we still fight another day.
Now the double was completed after their boys came away with a 4-2 victory over Chaguanas North to lift the title. We have the coaches' reactions.
Coming into the season, a lot of things didn't go our way off the field. You know what I mean? But the boys held it together, and we're here today champions.
The game didn't go the way we planned, right? Especially in the first half. We had to make some untimely substitutions based on the fact that we weren't getting what we really wanted from some of the players, right? And football is played any day. And I think my team didn't. We were second best today.
Well, Brent Sancho, he was on commentary for both games, and he joins us for a recap. Welcome to the Zone, Brent.
Thank you very much, Mariah. Lance, Ricardo, it's good to see you guys again, and hello to all your listeners and viewers.
Yeah, happy to have you. So a double win for Miracle Ministries, a team that would have surprised a lot of people. Earlier today, Brent, I was having a conversation with my cousin. He went to Miracle Ministries, asking him about, the sports program, because when he was there, I remember very clearly that they weren't doing so well. And his response to me was, they have a new principal. He's been investing a lot in sport, and maybe they're reaping the benefits. So let me start by posing that question to you. You're a man on the ground, you're around the teams. What has contributed to Miracle Ministries' success in this format?
I think you just hit the nail on your head. Your cousin is a wise person. It's a word called investing. And we've seen it with many of the school programs that have had either a vibrant Old Boys Association or a school principal that has invested. And not just sometimes the monetary investment, but sometimes the resources, human resources as well. And there is certainly a correlation between a good investment and positive results in the field. Miracle Ministries is the school that we have seen gradually climb the ladder as it leads to schoolboy football. A team that got relegated this year from the Premiership, their first time in the Premiership. And so obviously they would have had their learning curve quite steep in this season. But I do have a suspicion that they will be back in the Premiership very, very shortly. And to see both of their programs winning on one night is certainly a cherry on top of the cake for all that's involved with Miracle Ministries Pentecostal School.
Yeah, it speaks volumes, and I have to ask you about the Miracle Ministries, the girls program. I saw 4 goals coming from Kiana Isaac. She was the star girl of the match, of course, getting contributions from other players. But what did you think about the quality of the girls' football? Of course, always room for improvement, Brent, but good to see the girls on the pitch.
Yeah, it's good to see them on the pitch. Our first actual live broadcast of a girls' game this season. Was happy to see that within the Miracle Ministries school program, there were 3 national youth players that were part of it. Of course, Sakila Virgil, Pollard, Richard were part. Isaac stole the show with her goals. But throughout the entire attacking front 3 or 4 for Miracle Ministries, they certainly made the match very comprehensive. Holy Faith did struggle to clear their lines. They themselves have one national player in Dana Pacheco, and she was the standout for her school. But it was very much elementary from the word go, and Miracle Ministries made light work of it. It was an entertaining game, of course, with lots and lots of goals, but the way Miracle Ministries went about their business was refreshing.
Yeah, let's shift now to the young boys, Miracle Ministries, and that win that they had, Brent. Of course, as I said, a lot of people will say it came as a surprise only because of how they played in the league competition. You spoke about them being relegated and everything. But on that particular match day, everything clicked for the boys.
Yeah, everything clicked for the boys. You know, Coach Rivers talked about the learning curve that was the Premiership, and we saw that with the latter results coming down and moving into the Coca-Cola Interco, where we started to see improved performance. They did very well again in their semi-final game against Presentation College Chaguanas. Very much a straightforward victory for them. They had to work a little bit harder against Chaguanas North, the defending champions. And truth be told, there was a genuine quality within the Miracle Ministry ranks, and his name is Kyle Holder. Scored the first goal, which was an outstanding goal, and the architect of the second goal, again, a good one, and did have a hand in the third and fourth as well. And because of his individual brilliance throughout the game, it really was the difference in a game that started to swing backward and forward despite the early lead from Miracle Ministries. Very, very entertaining. Players on both sides giving their endeavor best. But at the end of the day, I think the quality of Kyle Holder shone through. And that is the reason why Miracle Ministries move on to the national quarterfinals against the winners of the Tobago Zone.
Yeah, Brent, and I'm not sure how far they will go in this series, but how much do you think this investment, as you and Mariah had labeled it, will benefit from this double success of the school?
Well, from a recruitment perspective, it's certainly seeing it. When you have a women's program with 3, potentially 4 national youth team players, it says to me that you're able to attract the best players within your region and maybe outside of your region. And with the boys as well, Kyle Holder coming on late, he didn't, I believe he was a transfer, just came into the school, but certainly someone that has added to that program. From what I saw from Miracle Ministry early in the season, if they are they an improved team, yes, they are. So it suggests to me that because they're doing the right things, because they're having the right sort of investment, they will continue to see players come through the doors, and hopefully that will build their programs. I was told by some of the coaches that they have some good young teams coming up. So, as I said, I do believe that it's not the last we've seen of Miracle Ministries in the Premiership. And it'd be interesting to see how far they go in the national intercal setup.
Yeah, well, I didn't see the boys' final actually, but did you do play-by-play on that one as well? Because I heard you doing play-by-play for the girls' final, not your customary role as a broadcaster. How much did you enjoy that?
Well, I tried to show a little bit of flexibility, and of course had a lot of water and an enunciation chart as well. So it did help with it. But it was a lot of fun at the end of the day because you really had to, get really into the fabric of the game. So I did enjoy it, and I think I'm on call again tomorrow. So yes, Ricardo could continue with his critiquing.
Yeah, you know what? No, Brent, I listened to you last week and then, of course, yesterday again. And I just want to say that I think you're doing a very good job. It's not easy for individuals to transition from being, what do you call it, Lance?
Analyst.
Color commentators, analysts.
To the play-by-play.
To play-by-play.
Yeah.
That's really difficult. And I think you have done it quite seamlessly, Brent. And you are doing a very good job, and you can only get better. Guess what? Maybe one of these days we'll see you at the World Cup or hear you at the World Cup. Because Lance, former players in this business have an advantage when it comes on to getting opportunities at that level. So you never know, Brent. You can say you heard it here first.
Well, I will say I heard it here first. It was a bit unusual at first. I got accustomed to that as it went along. As I mentioned before, one of the first things I've learned is obviously to say the things that people are not seeing. And of course, try to give a broader perspective as to the sport itself, and not just say who has the ball, but what the intentions might be or what they were probably intending to do. So I try to bring a lot of that within the broadcast. And I must say that the players on the day in both matches, or all 3 matches I've done so far, have made it easy because it was certainly some very exciting games that we covered.
All right, Brent. Well, thank you so much. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, guys. Have a great one.
You too. Well, viewers, the action continues tomorrow with the East Zone finals at the Arima Velodrome, and Five River Secondary will do battle with San Juan North Secondary for the girls' title at 2:30 p.m., 3:30 ECT, and at 4:30 p.m., 5:30 ECT. Trinity College will tackle San Juan North Secondary for the boys' title. SportsMax, we will have live coverage of both matches. SportsMax 2, that is. Let me make sure, clear that up. So you want to watch it? Tune into SportsMax 2. Break time.
Welcome to SSFL Premiership Division.